Archangel Michael says into the quiet chambers of your heart, "Prepare, beloved, for a letter is on its way that will change the course of how you see your life and your inheritance." Breathe this truth in and let it settle like warm oil over the places that ache. You are loved beyond measure, and this love is not idle. It moves, it intervenes, it arranges. There is a stirring now in the unseen realms, a choreography of grace that has been set into motion long before you ever worried about outcomes or counted your losses. Do not shrug off the whisper that a surprising missive is coming. This is not mere chance or an idle comfort. The nudge you feel is sacred. It is the spirit tapping the timeline of your days and reminding you that you belong to a story far larger than your doubts. Maybe you have asked, in the hush of the night, if the promises that were once breathed into your spirit would ever arrive. Maybe you have watched hope stretch thin under the weight of delays and felt the sting of disappointment like a wound that would not close. Hear this: the ways of the divine do not answer to the clock you carry in your hand. I weave circumstance in patterns that are invisible to the eye, threads that cross and reconnect at the appointed hour to reveal a design so intricate it reads like a miracle. In the silence of your prayers, in the small desperate petitions you offered when no one was around, something has been set aside for you, a provision, a revelation, a restoration that will come in the form of words inked on paper, a message delivered, an unexpected document that will land in your hands and pull the ground from under your old assumptions. When Archangel Michael announces it, do not lean into fear. Let curiosity, like a faithful friend, open the door of your faith. Could what you once called impossible now be close enough to touch? Might what you have only dared to imagine be reaching out to you through this very letter? Perhaps your worries have been about money, or the fragile threads of relationships, or the aching absence of direction. Perhaps you have questioned whether your efforts mattered, whether prayers were heard, or whether you were worthy of receiving. Worthiness is not measured by perfection. It rests upon the unshakable truth of who I am and how I love you. I do not withhold because of your faults. I measure my gifts toward your highest good, and when I mark something for you, it is not an afterthought, but a divine allocation meant to further your destiny. When you feel overlooked or forgotten, remember that I have never overlooked you. This inheritance, whether spiritual clarity, a renewed sense of purpose, financial provision, or a restored relationship, carries with it an affirmation of your identity and calling. Let your heart catch fire with awe. I move in ways that surprise. My blessings sometimes come as tiny sparks, a timely word, a chance encounter, an insight that blossoms like a dawn, and other times I deliver proclamations that jolt you into a brand new chapter. This letter may be humble in appearance, a plain envelope, a simple email, a single page tucked into a package, or it may arrive with fanfare that leaves you breathless. However it comes, you will sense it carries more than language. You will feel the echo of my promise and the resonance of my voice, getting your hands to open it with reverence, as one who steps through the threshold of possibility. While you await its arrival, do not allow the imagination of worst-case scenarios to dominate. Anxiety loves to rehearse every possible pitfall, to sketch shadows on the wall until fear looks like truth. Instead, let this season of waiting be a sacred workshop of preparation. Examine your heart. Clarify your intentions. Ask yourself, if I am chosen to receive more than I can now contain, how will I steward it with humility and wisdom? How will I use this provision, whether it comes as healing, insight, resources, or new influence, to serve others, to heal, to uplift? Let these questions become the anchor that steadies your soul, for everything I give is meant to expand the reach of love in the world. Alert to the subtle signposts scattered through your ordinary days. The stranger whose smile lands like a benediction, the song that plays at a moment that seems too exact to be coincidence, the dream that wakes you with lingering hope. These are the angel's soft taps, invitations to keep your heart unclenched and your eyes bright. Archangel Michael stands with the heavenly host, delivering reassurance and stretching your faith beyond its present horizon. If you need confirmation, ask for it boldly. Ask me to speak plainly. I delight in clarity and long to commune with you in the small human language of the heart. Doubt is not a betrayal. Bring it honestly before me. In your vulnerability there is teachability, and in teachability there is space for wonder. Bring your questions. What if the letter disappoints? What if the inheritance is a burden disguised as blessing? Understand this. What I give is seldom only about comfort. Often it is about transformation. A gift that looks heavy may be the very tool that refines your soul, sharpening your character and drawing you nearer to your true identity. When burdens arrive, I do not leave you alone with them. I equip you to move through them. Practice surrender when your thoughts spin. Turn to me in prayer, in quiet meditation. Surrender your frantic plans and let me reframe your perspective. You will find that weight becomes a lever, a springboard into greater spiritual maturity when you allow my wisdom to reorient you. Do not be ashamed of your moments of wavering. I meet you there with patient, relentless love. It is a love that is not fragile. It does not fracture when you stumble. It deepens and steadies, guiding you through the labyrinth of faith with gentle, sovereign hands. Soon, the revelation will come. When the envelope lands on your doormat or the message lights up your screen, hold it with trembling hands and an expectant heart. You may learn of a hidden legacy or a connection to kin you never knew existed. You may discover an opportunity that reframes your vocational path or a word that reopens a closed door. The content may shock you, may move you to tears, may lift you in astonished laughter. In that moment, breathe and remember, I am with you, always. As you read, take your time. Let the meaning sink in. This is a threshold, not the end of your journey, but the beginning of a new chapter. Rise above the small anxieties that would keep you tethered to a lesser story. Say yes to the gifts set before you in the unseen realms. Feel the flutter in your chest. That is the spirit responding to truth. That is your soul awakening to a promise that has been whispered over you since before you were formed. Hold expectation like a fine glass, valuable, and to be guarded with gratitude. Gratitude is the posture that draws heaven nearer. It is the purest response to blessing. Begin right now to thank me for the guidance that brought you this far, for the trials that taught resiliency, for the tears that tenderized your compassion, for every hand that stayed with you when you were most unsteady. Thank me, even for the letter that approaches, because gratitude tunes your heart to receive responsibly. When the news arrives, seek counsel in stillness. Let the angels help you see the broader tapestry. Ask, why this timing? Why this way? Perhaps the answer is to remind you that goodness is yours by grace. Perhaps it is to equip you to give, to multiply what is given to you through acts of kindness and service in a world hungry for hope. Or perhaps it is a declaration of love meant to quiet every lingering doubt in your soul. Each person's inheritance is tailored, bespoke to their story and purpose. If the path ahead looks unfamiliar, fear not. I never place gifts before you without equipping you for the journey. Move forward one step at a time. Consult prayerfully, listen in the quiet spaces between thoughts, and seek wise, grounded counsel from those who walk with spiritual discernment. Above all, remain humble and teachable. Miracles are not meant to inflate the ego. They are meant to enlarge your capacity to love and to serve. Let this inheritance be a cornerstone of deeper faith, unwavering hope, and love that flows from the center of my heart into yours. I do not require that you understand every detail. I ask only that you believe enough to open the envelope with reverence and read what I have arranged. Trust me with the tangled threads of your past, the fragile moments of your present, and the unwritten chapters of your future, for all these realms are interconnected by my hand. Know beyond doubt that this letter is no mere coincidence nor a random stroke of luck. It is a plotted turn in the grand narrative I have written into your life since before your first breath. Embrace it, celebrate it, let it remodel the way you think about possibility. May your transformation be a testimony to those who watch. When the Lord moves, lives are rearranged and hearts are made new. So take heart, beloved child. Let this promise awaken anticipation, not fear. Seek me in simple moments. Quiet your mind long enough to hear the soft summons of angels. When inspiration warms your chest, when a smile rises for no clear reason, know that this is I reminding you that you are seen and precious. There is no need to worry about the how or the when. Rest in the truth that I am the orchestrator of perfect timing. My love for you is deep, unshakable, and eternal, here, now, and forever.